Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Miggity miggity miggity. Mic check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Random Show with your host Agostino Zinga. It's your host Agostino Zinga, and this is the Random Show, episode number 419. 419. Day number 4 of the marathon stream. Apologies for the late notice. Apologies for the late notice. Apologies for the late notice. I was in the gym. I forgot to fucking schedule a stream beforehand, so I'm just popping up now. Apologies for the late notice, but we're here. We're queer, ready to rock. Friday night settings. It's around 2:24 a.m. on my side of the world. So wherever you guys are at now, thank you for joining me. Much appreciated. Hopefully people come through little by little during the show. But I do understand it is lastminute.com. Completely my fault. So apologies. Today we've got a lot of stuff to get through. I'm aiming to get through the majority of the tabs I have left. It's going to be a Herculean task. It's going to involve a lot of effort, a lot of skill, a lot of, tenacity, whatever else it may be. But we're going to try and get through it. We're going to try and get through every single tab that's here and get those clear before the weekend so we can start afresh on Saturday. That's the plan. Start afresh on Saturday by tearing through all of these flipping tabs. Some of these tabs include full episodes of podcasts. Not to try, we're going to get through that. We have to skim through some of these pieces, but we're going to do our very best to get through as much as possible. While obviously you guys get entertained and listen to me in the background or wherever else you may be. So I appreciate all of you for joining me. I always do. I always will. For those of you who want to support the show, we are trying to hit 500 members by the end of the 31 days. So if you want to become a member, if you want us to help reach that target, click the link in the description. Get a membership for yourself. Give the membership all that good shit. You can get via the link in the description and also the little dollar icon thing in the chat box. If you don't want to do that, no problem, no harm, no play. Just make sure you like the stream, subscribe to the channel, get involved in the stream chat, hang out with people in the Discord, all that good shit. There's also a community page. That, to be honest, I'm not going to lie, I haven't checked it in a while. But there's also a community page that I now have on my Random Show channel and the Taz channel. On both channels, I have this community page feature enabled. Big up Uche. Uche was the one that introduced me to it. So big up Blood Clot Uche for giving me the idea many months ago. But it wasn't enabled yet. I think maybe because, my channel wasn't really established yet. But now, I guess because I'm streaming a lot, they enabled it on my channel. But I now have this like community tab thing going on.
Powerful bunch.
Yo, big up Case of Moses. Appreciate you. You're a G. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you for becoming a member. Bad boy. Where is it? Okay, so I can't see it on here. Maybe I'll see it on my Taz channel. Bear me 1 second. I'm trying to see if I can get up on here. Bear me uno momento. Let me get up on the screen so I can show you what I'm looking at. But this is Random Show. There's usually like a little thing here, but I can't see it. So let me go on my Taz channel and see if I've got it on there. But on Random Show, there should be a little. There. Okay, no, I don't have it there either. Huh. Okay, maybe it only shows up on mobile. But I do have a community tab feature on both channels. So if you want to leave messages and stuff or talk with your fellow viewer, you can do so on the Random Show community tab. It does exist. It's not up on here. Maybe you can only see it via the mobile side of things, but check it out if you can.
Powerful bunch.
Convince my friend Alvin why he should be watching RS.
Big up Addy Z. Appreciate you. Big up Alvin, wherever you are. If you're next to Addy Z and all that malarkey, or if you're somewhere else, then I could only say, how can I convince you? I guess if you support reparations, I guess if you felt guilty since the passing of George Floyd, I guess if you enjoyed Drake records, Jay-Z records, the Neptunes, if you're a fan of Tyler the Creator, if you liked, OF Doom, I don't know, maybe if you like Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, if you like all those prominent black people, I don't know, Oprah, Whoopi Goldberg, then support me. You go view the show. View the show. But yeah, big up Addy Z, big up Lit Drip, big up King Creams, big up A Jordan, appreciate you. Big up everybody in the stream chat. Big up PK, baseball dads in the chat. Yeah, I love it. Hopefully we get a bunch of baseball dads. Actually, we need more baseball dads in the chat. So today's show, we're going to be covering Chin vlog, of course, which just dropped. There's a new Chin vlog that just dropped. It's fresh off the fucking press. So if you haven't watched it yet, we're going to watch it together. If you haven't watched it, we're going to watch it together. It's his farewell vlog for LA, I think. So that should be interesting to watch, to kind of maybe pick up on some things. I'm curious to see if we can maybe notice if he's feeling good about the move. I'm curious to see if we notice any other details as to whether or not he's moving there by himself. Is Casey, one of his like close friends now, moving with him, or is Casey staying in LA? I'm curious to see if we can pick up on any of that sort of stuff. Will we see an appearance from Chin's brother in that vlog? You know, Big Bro that was meant to be helping with the move. Big Bro who was meant to buy a property out in Austin, Texas, that I guess Chin was going to live in, and maybe they're going to rent another room that end up falling through. Will we see Big Bro? Will we see an appearance from Chin's parents? Which is super weird, by the way. Not too sure if there's anybody in the stream chat. Be honest, by the way. Hopefully you guys will be honest. But is there anybody in the stream chat that's like Chin's age? And if so, are your parents involved in your moving of jobs? Like, I know you, obviously, if you move jobs, you're going to alert your parents, right? Especially if you talk to them often, you're going to give them a life update. But anybody that's like around Chin's age, which is like what, late 40s, have you ever had your parents, you know, call your workplace to discuss your potential promotion or something? Is that a done thing? Or maybe if you're just super close to your parents, is that done? Because I'm not too sure if I feel bad for clowning Chin for his parents calling Brendan to talk over the Austin move. Is that normal? Is that normal? Maybe if you're like really close to your parents and they're really involved in your life, maybe they wanna know what's going on. Or is that a bit odd for a nearly 50-year-old man to have his parents call his employer and ask, hey, what's the deal with this Austin thing? You know, is that strange or not? Exactly. Big up Two Swords. If you like black on white, join the show. Exactly. Big up the Rinks. Big up AZ. You've been killing the RS clips recently. Thank you, the Rinks. Appreciate you. I need to get better at it, to be honest. The clips, they're too long. I want to try a thing where every clip that I upload from the random show is 5 minutes. It's hard to get across my point because I'm fucking all over the place, and you know, this undiagnosed ADHD and just redactedness doesn't let me kind of stay on point. But I'm trying to get all the clips on the random show channel to be under 5 minutes. Obviously, in the end, I'm gonna stop spamming you guys. I'm sure some of you guys who are subscribed to the random show channel get alerted too much through my clips. I'm gonna stop spamming you guys and obviously separate the channels and make a separate clips channel. But for now, I'm trying to build up this channel because it's only got like 1,000 subscribers or something, right? I'm trying to build up little by little. But I want to make the clips really short, maybe even 2 minutes, 2 minutes to 5 minutes maximum. So I need to get really kind of lethal with the edit. But anybody that does YouTube or does videos, the edit is the worst bit. The edit is because I had to take out some of the gaps because this is obviously a stream, so we're relaxed, we're chilling, and R-ing, there's some pauses, gaps here and there. I don't need to rush through my words, but when it's a clip, I want it to be snappy. You get me? But yeah, man, the editing process, man. I understand now why like big streamers or big YouTube people hire people to do that sort of stuff for them, because the fucking clipping is so laborious, man. It's such a laborious ass, especially with this fucking old ass fucking MacBook. It takes fucking ages to export anything. Like to import it, it takes ages. Then you clip it and it takes ages to export. Sometimes if it's running with too many apps in the background, it takes ages just to load. You know, like every clip you make, it kind of gives you that fucking rainbow swirly ball thing. Like, oh yeah. Big up everybody in the stream chat. Big up everybody watching this who's an editor. Anybody knows somebody who does editing? It's legitimately one of the worst jobs ever when it comes to like, you know, computer shit. Editing is awful. There are some people out there that probably love it, but editing is fucking awful. Especially if you care about what you do. If you don't care about what you do, it's okay. But if you care about the final product, if you have some, you know, if you're like a perfectionist to an extent, editing is the worst because there's always things that you think you can improve that you didn't do. God forbid you rest on it. God forbid you leave an edit midway through, and you pick up the next day. You have all these new ideas what to do, and it'll take you 10 times longer than it did before. So editing is a ball ache. But we're here anyway. We're queer, ready to rock. So big up everybody tuning in. Big up everybody for checking out the clips. I appreciate you. And yeah, let's just jump into it, innit? Let's jump into it. Too much waffling. Let's just jump right into it. So, Chin's new vlog. Just dropped. Chin's new vlog. 12 hours ago. Just dropped. Chin Su Yi farewell vlog. I didn't even see any clips about this on the Fire and the Kids sub. I wonder if no one cares. Wonder if no one actually cares. I don't know. I think I checked the Fire and the Kids vlog thread the other day. Oh no, just before I started actually. And I didn't see any clips about it. So I wonder if there's nothing to report on this particular vlog, and it's kind of uninteresting. Because I don't think I've seen anybody clip it up on the Fire and the Kid Reddit just yet. Yeah, no one's clipped it up. Anyway, I guess we'll find out. So like I said, I'm curious to see, can we spot if Chin is actually happy about moving to Austin, Texas? Can we spot if he's unhappy? Can we spot any type of reservations? Do we hear from his brother?
Powerful bunch.
Big up PK.
Clin, pull up that chip.
Imagine getting Chin's name wrong. Big up PK. Appreciate you. Appreciate the super chat. Imagine getting Chin's name wrong. His already name is like, what is it? His actual real name is like Jinsu, right? Or Jinsu. But Brendan can't pronounce that. So imagine Chin then makes his name be Chin so that everyone can pronounce it, because it, you know, it kind of rhymes with Chinese or something, right? And then Brendan still fucks that up and calls him Clin. Honestly, man, I'm not even that type of person that gets really picky about, you know, pronunciation of names, especially my own, because my own name is so fucking annoying. I don't really get pressures about people fucking up or butchering pronunciation of my name. But I think if I was Chin, I'd be kind of annoyed. Like I made concessions for you, you fucking dickhead, and you're still
Powerful bunch.
Yeah, big up Abe Martinez, appreciate it, brother.
Getting ready to go out, but I feel nervous advice? This why I stay in and listen to random show always. Social anxiety baba. This how Chin feels fug.
Are you going clubbing? Are you going to a bar? Are you going to a social? I'm assuming you're going out to some place that sells alcohol, right? If you are, Abe Martinez, my advice would always be this, and something I've always done, because some of you guys know I'm a serial solo traveler and raver and whatever else it may be. When you go out, especially as soon as you step into this establishment, keep your phone in your pocket. Boy, no matter how bored, no matter how fucking nervous you get, don't pull out your phone until you've spoken to at least 2 people. Do not touch your phone. And then reset. After the second person, take out your phone if you want to, and then reset the clock again. And then little by little, every time you go out, just increase the people that you have to speak to before you got your phone out. And then soon you get to a point where you won't even take your phone out. Honestly, I do it all the time. To be honest, it's a bit of a cheeky thing because it does work quite well if you're on the pool. I'm not going to lie. If you're on the pool, it does work quite well because you become a lot more attentive to what's going on around. You start to read people a little bit more, you know? You can maybe notice if somebody's checking you out or somebody's looking, or you can maybe notice if somebody's alone. You can maybe notice if somebody smiles at you, like a little, you know, a little polite smile. Then you might engage in a conversation. But usually, if you don't touch your phone, I don't know what it is about it, but the universe will bring people along. Someone will bump into you. Oh my God, sorry. You get into a small conversation. Someone will compliment something you're wearing. You might compliment something they're wearing. There's something about not touching your phone, or there's something about holding your phone that holds up a barrier. It's like a barrier to people to connect. But if you don't have your phone and you got your head up and you're looking up, you're having a good time, you've got your drink in hand, you know, that's when people can kind of engage. So that's my only advice. If you have social anxiety, go in, keep your phone in your pocket, speak to at least 2 people that you don't know, by the way. No friends are allowed. 2 people you don't know. And then after you've spoken to 2 people, take your phone out, reset the clock, start again, increase the number, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. Enjoy yourself, GG. So, is Chin going to be nervous? Is Chin going to be happy? Will we see an appearance from Chin's brother? Will we see Chin's parents in this vlog? And And will we get an indication whether Chin's moving to Austin, Texas by himself, as in no one from Thick Boy is coming over with him? Is Casey coming over, Chin's best friend now? Or is Casey just there for the initial move and he's moving back? I'm curious to see. I'm curious to hear. Let's freaking go. Chin farewell vlog. This is his channel. If you want to check it out, you can in full yourself. But I'm going to be stopping and starting it because this is like a stream reaction type of thing going on here. So if you don't like that sort of stuff, I understand, no hard feelings. But that's the flipping channel. The URL you can kind of probably see here. I think I'm not too sure. But if you want to check out yourself, you can. But I will be stopping and starting here and there. So please be nice to me. Don't call me mean names in the comments or the stream chat. I beg of you.
Well, hello. I'm not sure what part of the vlog I'm going to put this particular video in, but I'm at a place called Psychic Wines. You can see right there. And it's right next to where Nick's house is, or his apartment's at. Now we're having dinner tonight. Me, Nick, Asha, Nicole, and I guess someone else, or it might be Holland, I'm not sure. Anywho, I'll show you guys once we get in there. But for now, I don't know what to pick as far as...
It's kind of cool that Chin has a decent little social circle within that crew, innit? Or people that work at Thick Boy. Why does Chin have it but Brendan doesn't? What's that all about? Why does Chin have somewhat of a balanced, healthy social like friendship circle? Like he's got all his old friends from high school. He's got, I guess, some of those friends from the Jobbo times. He's got friends from previous workplaces he meets up sometimes. He's got his siblings who he's close with, family who he's close with. You know, like work colleagues. Whereas Brendan, it looks like he has 0 friends, except for Tim Kennedy now. Tim Kennedy is Brendan's new best friend. But it's such a bizarre thing how Brendan's like one of Rogan's inner circle people, at one point anyway, but still doesn't have like a decent a group of friends around him. I wonder if Brendan himself is kind of a socially anxious person anyway. I wonder if he's got, you know, got a little bit of that in him, which is why he kind of withdraws from people and just kind of hangs out on pods and only, and doesn't like, you know, going out for beers or hanging out with people in general. Interesting.
There's wines, and we're having Indian food for dinner. So Casey and I will be FaceTiming so he can pick out wines to go with Indian food. He knows about this way more than I do.
Chin. Yeah, bitch ass.
Oh, nice.
I don't take that back.
Dude, yeah, what the hell, man?
Oh, we had beer.
Big up King Creams. How old is this gentleman? They're saying that he's older than Brendan. So I'm assuming, because I did type it in recently. I don't know why randomly, but I was checking out, because there's this ongoing beef between like Jim Jones, isn't it? And Nas right now. And I did type in Jim Jones's age. And Jim Jones is 48. So I'm assuming if Brendan's like 44, I'm assuming, this is a weird reference, but I'm assuming Chin's around Jim Jones's age. He's not 50, but I think he's probably 48. I think so. If I had to guess, I think Chin is probably about 48-ish. So a couple of years older than Brendan. I think so.
Biryani?
Oh, yeah, it was delicious. You know what that is?
The Indian food?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys
Yo, big up God's favorite. Big up God's favorite. Bang your chest. Wagwan, GG.
FaceTimed me.
Big up LB. He's extremely unattractive. Hey man, we all have our things, innit? Some people are what's Brendan thing? Beauty's eye of the beholder. No, he fucked it up though. I said it correctly. He said it incorrect. I forgot how he said it, but still, you get the point.
Oh, I forgot. So I should have told that story first.
He picked out wine.
Yeah,
to
I
match
actually
with the Pakistani food.
FaceTime with Casey because he's like, I'll.
Brian Lauro, Chin is older than Rogan. No way. No way Chin is older than Rogan. No fucking way. No way, I don't believe you. No way. No way. Chin ain't older than Rogan. That would be hilarious if true. No way.
I'll help you pick out wine that's going to go great with your Indian
I told
food.
him, he said, what do I bring? I told him what to bring. I told him where to get it. And then once he got there, I told him, FaceTime me when you're there if you're overwhelmed and I can help you.
Yeah. But Casey picked out something that I've never had before. I don't know if you've ever had it before, but it's carbonated wine. It's not regular wine. So it's just like, you know, it's almost like soda-y.
What?
That's nice, isn't it? That's nice, isn't it, right? Chin, the closeted, in denial alcoholic, exploring other types of alcoholic beverages. That's a good thing, isn't it, right? That's a real good thing. Get introduced to carbonated wines. That's a real good thing for someone like Chin who's already struggling with, you know, keeping his fucking drinking in check. Now he's got another drink to add to his list of drinks that he drinks every single day, every hour of the day when he's up. Nice.
Kind of wine.
It's not super bubbly. It's called Pet Nat. It's just got a little carbonation in there.
Yeah. It was
Casey
nice. I
actually
liked it.
explained Pet Nat on the show to me because I got a big bottle.
On this show?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, from the lesbians.
Yeah, from the lesbian wine store for Valentine's Day. I got one of those bottles, and it was also carbonated, and I was also confused.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be chilled.
Is it Pet Nat or Pettin' At?
Confusing part.
That was great. That was awesome.
Thanks.
But no, when we first tried it, everyone was kind of like, "Whoa, what the?" But once we accepted that it was carbonated, we just started really enjoying it.
There you go.
afterwards, Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Chin's got his own merch on. Chin's got his own, wearing his own merch. Culture Corner. Oh yeah, that was what they were called, right? Chin, Cat, and I think Derek Poston. I think it was Derek Poston or Chappelle. That was what they were called on King and the Sting. I think Theo gave them that name, Culture Corner. So Chin's wearing a little throwback piece of merch there. Interesting.
Yeah, it went really well with the
Nice.
Mexican
And you had fun?
Indian food. It was a good time, man.
It was a good time.
Nice.
There's some ups and downs there, but
Let's hear it, bro. Let's hear it.
You guys get into a fist fight?
No, Ashia told me
Don't get me wrong, right? After Hours looks kind of boring, and I did try and do a watch along with you guys with this After Hour pod thing that they do, and it was extremely hard to do. But one thing that you can't deny is that at least they look and sound like they are enjoying hanging out with each other. You know? They actually seem like they enjoy each other's company. They actually sound like they're having a good time. And it's a complete opposite on the Fire and the Kid. They never have this type of vibe. It's always very forced or going through the motions. Whereas these guys legitimately like sound like they're having a blast. Even when they do the MMA streams in Nick's crib and shit, they sound like they're enjoying themselves. Sound like they're, happy to see the fights, happy to watch the fights, in his crib, surrounded by friends and stuff. So as bad as the pod is, one thing you can't say it's not is, fun for them anyway, at least.
before the night, she goes, "No, don't get in a fight with Chin." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And the girls got in an argument.
Yeah, exactly. God's favorite. That's what used to be a hang. It stopped being a hang. It stopped being a hang when fucking Brendan started to believe he was a fucking mogul. That's when it changed. It stopped being a hang when Brendan decided he was a mogul and he treated the podcast like an arm of his media empire. Instead of just treating it like a fun podcast to talk shit on and to hang out with your friends or maybe interview some cool people, he started to think the podcast was like, a representation of proof of like his ability to put a show together and get it syndicated, quote unquote, whatever it may be. He started to really kind of like the smell of his own farts, and I think that was the beginning of the end of the hang. It stopped being very hangy, and especially even when when Brendan started to believe that he was Rogan's kind of heir apparent, that also didn't probably help things.
Yeah, so it's me and Nick basically like, hey guys, it's just shit.
Yeah, all right.
What?
I don't even know.
Watching it be out.
Yo, Chin, this is a long clip, man. Chin wanted to include a clip on his vlog, giving some background on this fucking wine he bought, and he's basically putting in like a whole episode. Like, bro, just a quick little mention where you mentioned the fucking wine in that original, in this thing, and then clip it in there. You don't need to play the whole thing. God damn it, Chinny. On your producer. How do you edit this badly?
Beyonce video or some shit. It was the most chick thing I've ever seen.
That's great. The tide tables
they're
have
good
turned.
now.
Where were your glasses during this whole thing? That would have been perfect.
How come,
you
you don't bring them anymore? What happened? I thought you were going to gift me them too.
Do these fit? You can have these.
Oh, you did bring them. I guarantee you they won't fit.
I want to switch you cases though, so I get the one that says this past weekend.
I don't need a case.
But I have a feeling those might
how
be
they
These are
charge.
heavy. I didn't realize they're actually heavy.
That's
Dude,
how
there's
they-
no way.
That's how they charge.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
You're currently
no way.
wearing glasses. Okay, there.
Do that.
I just want to make sure you didn't try and put them on.
It's
hold.
already hurting.
Fucking hell. Chin has a fucking dome on him, innit, right? Chin has a fucking head on him, innit? No homo.
Okay, there.
Do that.
Just want to make sure you didn't try and put him on
It's
hold.
already
He has a fucking skull, innit? Look at how he's splitting and spreading. Those glasses, God almighty, he might legitimately snap them in half. Fucking hell, bro.
hurting.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at how wide it, like, god damn it. That's a fucking dome, you know? Holy smokes. Holy smokes.
It's too small.
Yo, big up, run it up. Big up, easy. Can't believe you're doing this many days. We might actually get a week straight. Yeah, big up, run it up, what's up? Yeah, we're here, man. We're trying to get out the ghetto, brother. We're trying to get out the depths of poverty. We do what needs to be done to get out the depths of poverty. Help a brother out. Smash the like button, subscribe, all that good shit. Appreciate you. Big up, A. Jordan. Obviously, it was a C-section, baby. Exactly. Big up, blood cut, Robert Holden. I'm at A&E with my nan. Oh no, sorry to hear that, Robert Holden, man. Thoughts and prayers go out to your nan, man. Hopefully for us, wishing her a speedy recovery, sending her strength and recovery ASAP. RS is getting me through this. Smells like doo-doo and dead people, but I bet Chin smells worse. Exactly. Yo, heart emojis, prayer hands emojis in the chat for Robert Holden and his nan. You know what I mean? Prayer hands, heart emojis in the chat for Robert Holden and his nan. Still, one time in the chat. If you can hear the sound of my voice, heart emojis, prayer hands for Robert Holden and his nan, okay? Big up, blood cut Robert Holden. Big up, brow cut Robert Holden. Hang in there, brother. Hang in there. Be strong for your nanzy. You get me? Be strong, brother. Hang in there. They got it there. Yes, there it goes, working. Big up Robert Holden. Big up Nan. Speedy recovery, strength. Sending that good vibes.
It's way too small.
But everything's too small for my giant head.
It looks like a goof.
That looks like if I bought like those kitty sunglasses and I put
Chin,
them on.
Chin, look over here.
Do they?
Too late.
Oh, they fit me.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, man.
They look dope though. I like those. They're like sunglassy.
Yeah.
No, it's what I kind of promised them. I was really hoping that would work out like it did because I kind of told Asha and him they could have them. I don't think either one of them really want them.
What are you talking about? I vlog all the time.
Yeah.
That's fair.
A little bit too much.
I know.
Some might say.
That's another story.
I don't.
Let's go.
Oh, what's that all about? A little bit too much, some might say. I wonder what that's all about. By the way, that was a long ass clip, man. Does this guy live in his car? I feel like his car is always full of shit. Does he live in it? Or is this just like people do when they have cars? It's just got stuff in there. I feel like his car's always got like stuff in it. Like, come on, brother, man.
Go and do that. I can't film because I freaking forgot my dang camera. Well, I didn't even think about bringing my camera, but I can't.
Of course, all this, again, this guy. $1,000 worth of gear. GoPros. SLRs. Digital cameras. Fucking tripods. Right? Whole shebang. And he always forgets things. He's always forgetting one or two crucial things. Always. Yo, big up Black American. Wagwan. Big up, yeah. His head is twice the size of the hat guy, exactly. Big up Coin in the chat. Wagwan, GG. Well, he's got free care of gear he doesn't need, exactly. He's always missing something, innit? I love this guy, man. He goes camping, he's like, yeah, oh, I don't have spoons. Oh, I don't have a bowl. I don't have a cup. I forgot the stove, the cooker. I forgot a light. Say, bro, you've got an entire generator that could probably generate or provide power for an entire neighborhood block, you know, during a fucking storm if need be. And here you are forgetting lights. Oh, this guy is a legend. He's honestly a legend.
I can't film my phone because I'm going to be FaceTiming. But I'll show you the wines we pick out. And yeah, I'll keep you posted.
Okay, this rice, the colorful rice.
Oh, some decent girls there. Big up Chin, Cola. Chin's active for filming himself 27, not streaming. That's a good point, actually. He should stream, innit? There's probably enough Tfatk fans, because that's the thing. Chin's comment section is not too shabby. He does get a lot of love. I think there's a little scene there that exists, or that he could maybe cultivate, of podcast producers. You know, like there's like, you know, what's that thing called? There's a Dabbleverse and all that sort of shit happening now. That other YouTuber that died recently, RIP, the one that got murdered on the Las Vegas Strip. There's that whole scene of like, I guess you call them like micro celebrities. I don't know what you'd call them, but there's this whole scene of people who aren't the most famous but have like a nice dedicated kind of niche following. So I'd imagine there's probably something there for podcast producers. You know, in the same way people like to listen to, what's that guy's name? Nadav. That guy from Your Mom's House who's got his own podcast now and does YouTube videos and shit about podcast business. I think Chin could actually smash it if he did that. I think he could actually smash it, but that would also require effort, innit? It would require a little bit of effort. Does he have that in him to do so? Not really too sure. But yeah, Chin would actually kill it if he did the streaming. I think a lot of Tfatk fans will support him. But I see some again, look at the girls in the kitchen. Will Chin approach any of them? Or are these just friends? Will Chin, you know, Chin seems to be surrounded by some good people, some, you know, nice adult ladies, but he doesn't seem to be interested, despite his older age.
Okay, this rice, the colorful rice, is called biryani.
Wait, the yellow one?
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick.
Okay. And tell me about her.
You just gotta try it.
That's so good.
Just don't say.
Just,
That's how fun I assign genders to everything.
This.
But you know it.
Yo, big up Ricky Pitcher, big up Blood Cut Ricky Pitcher.
This is lamb curry.
That's okay. Why is that important?
Not sure how I feel about girls preparing takeaway food. Not gonna lie. Not sure how I feel about a kitchen full of women who can't cook but are trying to prepare the food that they ordered via DoorDash. I don't like that. I'm not gonna lie. That kind of stinks. It's kind of like cooking stolen valor. You know? Just let us take the plates or bowls and eat them. Don't pretend like you're doing something, you know, by removing the lids and shit, you know, like come on. Or just make something, innit? I don't know, if you've got one dish, just make it anyway. If you've got a good fucking spaghetti bolognese dish, just make that. You know what I mean? I'm not for this.
Why? Yeah, please.
This is shrimp curry. I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, non-binary. Correct. Look at it.
Is Nick's girlfriend Indian? I'm assuming. Yeah, she must be Indian or something, right? I'm assuming so. Please forgive me for my ignorance. But her name is Aisha as well, right? So she must be something. I don't know. Indian, Pakistani, Sri Lankan, something, I guess. But yeah, I'm assuming that's why they're eating all this food, right? All this curry.
Yeah,
And we have, I think this one's chicken.
I thought it was going to be vegetarian for some reason.
Not all of it. I got some vegetarian stuff.
Okay.
And then these two are vegetarian. This one is called aloo gobi, which means cauliflower and potato.
Ooh, that looks good. That looks good. I'm not gonna lie. I could demolish that right now. That looks yummy. By the way, have you noticed? People in the stream chat, have you noticed? Viewers watching this after the fact, have you noticed? The only time we see decent food on Chin's vlog is when somebody else is making it or it's bought. Whenever Chin's cooking, is diabolical. It's vomit inducing. But the only time the food is decent that we see on Chin's vlogs is when somebody else is making the food or it's bought. You know? It's always like that.
And this one is okra.
A tuna?
Ooh, the okra. Oh, that shit is good, bro. That shit is good. Allegedly, that sort of stuff is really good for your skin as well. Which is funny because I remember when we were younger, my mum would make, there's loads of like Angolan dishes that have okra in it, or African people anyway in general. eat that. There's even
Powerful bunch.
Big up Asada Aziz. Well, go on, Gigi.
Oz African roots showing. My brother dis is not the way. This woman's duty to the man is to cook. Wag one with this takeout nonsense. Wall for you?
Yeah, true. I did sound that was a little bit toxic African masculinity seeping through there, innit? Like, what are these women doing in the kitchen if they're not cooking? But I didn't mean it that way. More so like, you know how people are. You know what I meant. You know how people are when like you go over their houses and they order food and they act like they're making it. Like they start like, it's a little pet peeve that most of you won't notice and don't care about. But I hate when people like act like they made something when they didn't. Especially like food that's delivered, and they start opening the container, or they start doing that thing where they start to sort out the table with the containers and unpack everything, or I don't know, it's little things just annoy me. Just like, I don't know, like the guy that has a pack of crisps, or like you order, like imagine you go to a crib, they got a pack of crisps and then they split the bag of crisps open and have it splayed out like a C-section so you could all kind of dip from it. It's like, bruh, like, just leave the bag open the normal way. Like, you don't need to cut it like that and make it just like, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it because I'm gonna sound weird. I'm gonna sound fucking awful. But yeah, big up okra.
Oh, nice.
Green vegetable.
Everything smells awesome too.
I've heard of that. It's big in the south, isn't it?
Thank you so much. Here's our food and our wines that are poured that Casey chose for us. The carbon.
Chin, man. Fucking hell, Chin. So if I'm getting the maths correct, right? Chin went over to Nick's crib that he lives with his girlfriend, I'm assuming, right? I think so. I'm not too sure if that's true because this house looks very nice. It does look like the same house that Nick does his UFC streams from. So maybe they don't live together. I don't know if they live together, but regardless, whoever's house this is, Chin is the guest alongside these two other girls. So Chin's going to a dinner where there's two other girls there who I guess aren't taken. But Chin's spending more time vlogging. Yeah, I know they might be his friends, but I don't know. Have a little nice, harmless bit of flirting. Hanging out, talking. Just being in the company of some cute girls. Like, why are you on your fucking phone? It doesn't even have to go anywhere. He doesn't even have to smash or do anything. Just talk to them and hang out, innit? I don't know. Pick their brain or something. Find out what makes them tick. Maybe that might help you in your other, dilliances when you go out and try and fucking score. But this is weird. He's sitting here on this really tiny table. It's a very intimate setting, it looks like, right? You're kind of all on top of each other. It's not like they're on some massive, long dining room table somewhere. It's a kind of a small table in the living room. They're all talking, they're having a good time. And Chin pulls out his fucking camera. Nobody heard me. He's like, Chin, be present in the moment, man. Talk. I don't know. Ask the girls if they're enjoying their meal. I don't know. Ask them if they've been to India recently or something. I don't know. Talk to them, bro. God damn it, God. Oh, this is the wine that Nick bought. It's carbonated. That's why it's got bubbles. It's like, bro.
Carbonated, by the way.
No, I know. Something in here is spicy, and I do see a little more spice, so it must be the...
Chin, go and sit next to her and join in with a song, mate. Get her to stand up, start dancing, arms around the shoulders, swaying from side to side. Maybe start helping her out with the lyrics. Maybe turn off the screen as a joke thing and see if she remembers the lyrics or something. I don't know. Get involved, have some fun, brother. God damn, that's a... Oh yeah, this guy, man, this guy.
Oh my God, do I try? I try. In this institution, what's going on?
How much did he record? If you're gonna record, do a little quick snapshot of the recording to kind of, I don't know, capture the moment, but get involved, bro. All that singing Chin does in his room by himself, the one moment where he's singing will actually matter, where he might get some fucking ass, where he might get a fucking hug, he might get a kiss on the cheek, he might get some doughy eyes. is here. This is the one moment where he should be shining, and instead he's recording.
Nights out in the bar room. Okay. Well, I don't know the liquor. I want to see only love I know. From being too far gone.
Another angle. Go on, Chin. That's what we need, Chin. Good boy, Chin. We need another angle of you recording your friends, drinking and having a good time. Imagine if there was lines on this table, right? Imagine if they were having a great time. There was some crushed up lines on this table, a couple of pills and shit. Chin will just be exposed and everything, innit? You can never really have fun around Chin. You can never really have a good time if you're Chin's friend. You always kind of have to be conscious that he might pull out the fucking SLR. Absolute buzzkill.
As a glass of brandy. I stay stoned out in love all the time.
There we go. Look at the girls trying to get Chin involved. Look at the girls trying to get Chin involved, and Chin's too worried about the camera. Hopefully, let's see what he does now.
And that's 10.
You're a spoon.
There we go.
Tennessee whiskey.
There we go. Look at the girl screaming. You hear that little scream? You hear that little scream? That's what you should have been doing from the beginning, bro. Chin should have grabbed that microphone from the very start. Like, give me that fucking mic, man. Go get the mop. You know what I mean? Should have gone to the girls. Go get 2 mops. You're gonna need them. Go and get fucking 2 mops right now. You're gonna need them. And just start singing. Start doing that cry singing thing. Because girls can't tell if you can sing or not. As long as you can hold a tone, they think you're fucking Chris Brown. That's what he should have done. Instead, he's here with his fucking camera still. Yo, big up my nuts. Big up my nuts. No problem, G. Never late. Never late. Never too early. Never too late. You can always watch this after the fact. It's all good, brother. All good. Much better. Much better. Much better.
Mommy and mammy, I'll take those little zebra jammies second.
Bad again. Turn the camera off, bro. Sit next to them. Have a good time. Rap as well. Jesus Christ.
And I rock that motherfucker. The built-in onesie with the socks and the motherfucker. I hit the party and the stop and the motherfucker. They be like, oh, that Gucci, that's outside. I'm like, yo.
This one's looking directly at Chin.
Powerful bunch.
Most of the blonde.
This isn't the beginning of Cloverfield.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Big up all the seas. Yo, this one is looking at Chin more than the blonde. This one is really looking at Chin. Chin's not getting any of the signs here, isn't it? Chin's not getting any of the fucking signs. Chin's not getting any of the fucking signs.
That's $50 for a t-shirt. The limited edition, let's do some simple edition. $50 for a t-shirt. That's just some ignorant bitch shit.
It was nice to hang out one last time together in LA. The last time he's seen these girls in LA, and he's got his camera with him. I just hope behind the scenes, Chin's like a killer, right? That would be kind of sick. If maybe in front of the camera he seems a bit dorky, but when the camera's off, he turns into fucking, you know, Rico Suave, you know? That's actually be pretty decent. It's unlikely to be true, but that would be pretty cool. Like, yeah, don't worry, man, I'll smash them all. Oh, cool. Congrats. But I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Big up Timo Kazi. And here's my last camping trip in OC with my boys. Big up KP. AZ, do you think Chin is a Virginia due to the tism? No. I think he's fucked for sure. I think Chin is definitely fucked. He's a novelty, innit? Like, and is America, like, you love your novelties. So I think he's a novelty. He's a tall Asian dude, you know? So I think he's definitely smashed a couple people, let's say. But I don't think he's a virgin, no way. I don't think he's a virgin. I think if he was a virgin, it'd be much more obvious. I just think it's maybe a little bit awkward around girls and shit. Maybe it's the kind of maybe it's him being a little bit redacted, like genuinely redacted. Like, you know, maybe like, you know how Theo says someone's got a touch of autism or whatever. I think Chin definitely is one of the type of people. He probably struggled a lot in school. Probably was always kind of getting help, extra tutors. You know, maybe got held back a couple of years. He's definitely not like, you know, he's definitely not your normal 48-year-old, is he? He's a little bit odd. So I think that's probably what you're seeing, but I don't think that means he's a virgin. Here's my last trip to OC.
Well, hello. It's Chin Su Yi. Yeah, you know me. Anywho, heading over to Orange County, California right now, to a place called Santa Ana River Lakes. I've done a few vlogs there before. This will be the last fishing and camping adventure with my friends here in California. So it's going to be a very a bittersweet one.
It's kind of mad, isn't it? Like Chin's leaving way more behind in LA than Brendan O'Brien. Like Chin's got an entire life in LA, an entire community, friendship group, relationships, family. Like Chin is leaving a lot behind, more than Brendan, more than Brian, I think. Especially with Brendan and Brian, you know, being kind of excommunicated from the stand-up scene. So it's a real big deal that he moved out there. So it makes him struggling to find a place suck even more. And Brendan not even offering whatever else suck even more, because he had to give up a lot. He had to leave a lot behind to move to fucking Austin, Texas, only to go and podcast from a garage on the mezzanine floor in a place with no fucking ventilation or air conditioning. It's kind of sad, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously self-inflicted, but it's kind of sad.
I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be awesome, but still it sucks that's it until maybe if I visit Orange County again, which I'll.
I bet Ricky picture Chin probably listens to Death Grips when women are in the car with him. Definitely. Big up Death Grips, man. I remember seeing him at fucking Primavera Sound, man, in Barcelona a few years ago. What an experience. Big up fucking Death Grips. I'm happy to hear as well. I think recently they put a statement out saying they hadn't really split up, that they're on some sort of hiatus, but they haven't split up. But yeah, I remember seeing Death Grips in fucking Primavera Sound. That was a great summer, man. That was a fucking great summer.
Do every now and then, but yeah, that's what's happening tonight, and as always, I'll take you along for the ride. Talk to you later.
I remember I had the T. This is back in the day when I was first getting to Death Grips. I remember I had the T-shirt. I used to wear. This is how like into Death Grips I was, and wanting to be edgy and shit. I had the T-shirt. No, did I make it? I might have made it myself. Actually, I'm not too sure. But I had the T-shirt. Do you remember the album that Death Grips put out with the dick on it? I had a T-shirt of that. It was, don't get me wrong, it wasn't super big, but it was like a square with the picture of it on the T-shirt. I had it as a T-shirt. I used to wear that I used to love wearing it on nights out. Always getting very interesting comments. But yeah, big up Death Grips.
That's right. Switch to the 6-speed manual. Toyota Tacoma. My brother.
What? That's right. Switch to the 6-speed manual Toyota Tacoma. Okay, cool, man. We can barely hear him. This music, honestly. Hey, how's this guy a producer for a podcast? Don't you watch back the video? Don't you see how inaudible you are? Like what?
All right, we're here, but apparently the pin drop that our friend sent is not correct. So wait for this guy real quick. All right. All right, we are here. All my friends are there, and I'm probably not gonna record it. Let me see.
So every time he goes camping now, he takes his brother's car. I wonder if he doesn't take his Prius anymore because he's ashamed of his Prius, or he just enjoys driving with his brother's car.
I can't hide everyone because I do that all the time. You know what? I'm gonna pull up a little bit more forward because this is too close. The first of the homies, Mohammed.
Hey, love you, man.
We love you too, bro. Man, last trip, bro. What?
The drink's already ready.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Honestly, he needs to get like a steady cam or something, or one of those steady handy cam arm things, because his vlogs give me vertigo, man. I'm not gonna lie. Chin's vlog give me vertigo. Like I don't know if it's the alcoholic shakes and shit, but it's always like all over the place, like swinging around. Like, God almighty, man, just keep your camera steady. It's not that hard, bro. Like, God damn. Look.
Hey! Love you, man.
We love you too, bro. Man, last trip, bro. What?
The drink's already ready.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm just gonna do a
Fucking hell, Chin. Is he already drunk or something?
Powerful bunch.
Look up Asad disease.
His homie's name Mohammed, but he's Asian-ish.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a Mohammed. Okay, but yeah, big up. I wonder if we're gonna see him cook this time. Woolly's friends let Chin cook one last time. What the last thing he cooked was those oysters. I think please ignore me. I thought Chin had cooked for a while, but I do remember the last camping trip that we watched vlog. Chin actually made those oysters that were like what 2 weeks old and shit, and he froze them, defrosted them, and yeah, they looked rank from the computer screen. From my shitty 480p resolution screen here, they look absolutely rank. So I wonder if his friends are gonna let Chin touch the fucking barbecue. Will they let Chin touch the stove, or will they just keep feeding him? I wonder.
real quick. Here's everybody. That's it. I'll stop recording. What's up, doggy? How you been, man?
Oh, do you hear him? I think somebody got told to stop recording. I think he got told off. I think someone pulled him to the side. Did you hear what he said? Do you hear what he said?
Real quick. Here's everybody. That's it. I'll stop recording. What's up, dog?
Here's everybody. That's it. I'll stop recording. I think somebody had a word. I think somebody had a word with Chin. You're ruining the vibe, man. You're killing the vibes. Like, please stop recording when we're out on our fucking friends camping trip. Yeah, I mean, we're not even meant to be on our phones and you're recording the whole thing. Oh, no. Chin got told off, I think. I think Chin got told off.
How you been, man?
Yeah, how you been, bro?
Good, chilling.
Visit
What's up, homie?
wellsfargo.com/activecash. Terms apply.
All right, I'm just gonna hug everyone and that's it. Santa Ana River Lakes with my buds before I leave to freaking gosh dang Texas, man.
That doesn't sound too enthusiastic.
Texas.
Bam.
Texas. Yeah.
All right, Norm's gonna come right now.
The stars are bright.
All right, cheers, everybody.
God almighty, man. Honestly, am I the only person that's getting dizzy from this camera? Like, the perception of the perspective of it's getting all warped and shit. Not sure if he's got like a weird lens on it, or maybe the focal point's all fucked up. Like, God almighty, man. Like, it's all over the gaff.
The stars are bright.
Cheers.
Deep in the heart of Texas. Big up Ricky Picture.
Chin no camera, we are doing drugs.
Exactly. Chin no camera, we're gonna fucking complain about our wives for fucking an hour and a half. Like, please. Oh, shit, look at this guy's thumb. Fucking hell, what happened there? Did he cut it off? That's a gnarly thumb.
Finally, you're leaving.
Hey, Shuddy. Love you guys. Thank you for coming by.
Opa. Opa.
Whoa.
Damn.
Woo. Oh my goodness.
Hey. Smooth. What a water.
One of my favorite suits in the world.
I'm gonna. He can't help it. It's still on. I thought you were gonna turn it off, mate. Fucking no, you can't help it, can you? And look, it's a proper SLR as well. I think it's one thing if you're recording a vlog quickly with your phone. Maybe your friends won't think it's so intrusive. But having an SLR with a fucking little microphone sticking out of it as well, and a lens is like, God almighty. Like, relax.
Powerful bunch.
Bill Sazis.
You know the rules, Chin. No pictures of Muhammad.
Exactly. Yeah. No pictures of Muhammad, fucking hilarious. Big up Sazis.
And my friend his version of Sinigang is probably the best version I've ever tasted. It's a sour pork.
Does he not watch this back? Does he not watch this vlog back and see that we can barely hear him? I feel that's why he's adding the subtitles, but this is a terrible section of the vlog to even keep in. Like, do you need to keep this in? Can't you just edit this out? Like, and just put like a little cut scene already in the middle, and explain to us what happened. Be like, yeah, the sound wasn't that great, but here's some food I ate later from my friend, blah blah blah. It's such a weird thing. We can barely hear him.
No, but everybody
And he's just prepping it right now. It's gonna be in this huge
Doesn't
pot.
matter. You get handicapped.
What
are you drinking?
Chin's still recording, by the way. Chin's still recording. Hasn't stopped recording. He's just, stopping and starting here and there, but he's still fucking recording.
Chin. Good riddance.
Hey, Tommy, no!
Thank God, Chin.
You guys are mean.
Are they joking, or are they doing that thing that friends do, where there's some truth in the jokes? Do you think Chin's friends are joking when they say good riddance and thank God you're leaving, or is there some truth in the jokes?
Future endeavors.
Thank you.
Good luck in
Thank
Texas.
you,
Last
Mikey.
time with Chin. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey!
Good luck in Texas.
All right, cheers, guys.
They seem more happy that he's going than him. Chin's friends seem more happy that he's leaving than him.
That was good.
Oh my God. This is with a pickleback, apparently. Yeah.
Oh yeah, pickleback. Spicy
If you've never tried a pickleback after a shot, definitely give it a try.
Rice water.
I like how Chin thinks people are discovering different foods and drinks through him. Like, this guy really thinks he's Anthony Bourdain. Like, he honestly thinks he's exposing the world to like certain cuisines or dishes and shit. Like, he takes this stuff very seriously, which is hilarious considering how shit it looks,
Yeah. Oh, this is delicious. Delicious t-shirt.
Yeah, big up Jack Donny Jr. Exactly. There's one person in that group. Yeah, I noticed that too. Big up Jack Donny Jr. That one guy is not joking. He said the same thing 4 times already. Big up the Maz. They're for sure happy the camera won't be there. Ah, that's so true. Big up, run it up. Chin Suyi Bourdain is hilarious. Chin Suyi Bourdain.
Norman's making a salmon sinigang, despite the upgrade.
Salmon belly.
Salmon belly and shrimp. Is that what
Salmon belly.
Santi said?
All the shrimp is in the bottom.
Salmon belly and shrimp. Sinigang.
Hold on. Let me get you a shrimp in there somewhere.
Right now?
It's in there somewhere.
You're the lucky child. Yeah, I was.
It's all good, Normskis.
It's in there.
All right, it's in there. I'll try it once it's done.
So, in case you were wondering, Chin is not allowed to cook, it looks like. Even the last trip, even for the last camping trip, it looks like Chin's friends are like, nah, don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. Just hold your plate out and we'll plate you up some food. But it looks like Chin is not making jack shit, which is probably for the best.
It smells amazing.
They were doing some other shit.
We had a wonderful time grubbing, sipping and chatting. He finally turned off his camera. I wanted to be more present for the last trip, so I didn't film as much. I wanted to, bro, you should be doing that all along anyway, bro. Yeah, to be fair, Chin is lucky he even has friends, considering how odd his personality is. But those guys look like they legitimately love him. Like, all his friends so far. The friends from Thick Boy, the friends he has from previous workplaces, the friends that he has from college and shit. They look like they generally like him, despite his, indeficiencies. If that's the case, then, yeah, you should maybe try to be more present. Because there's no guarantee some of these people are going to be around forever anyway. So, like, take advantage of it. Do you know what I mean? Enjoy every moment that you have these people near you. Not fucking enjoying it through the lens of a camera and then onto a screen. It's like, come on, bro. Come on. But hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. Next day.
All right, we're gonna check our polls to see if we got anything. You got anything?
Nope.
Did you even cast a lineup?
Nope.
What the hell's wrong with you?
That might be one of the guys that's happy that Chin's leaving. Big up Black American. He's probably a decent guy, helpful and supportive now for GAY. No, he is. That's why I feel bad for him in general. Because like I said, I just had the epiphany now. He generally left back a lot of things. He generally left a lot in LA to move to Austin. He left behind a really good social circle of friends and family and shit, or to go to Austin, Texas, and podcast from a fucking garage in a storage unit. It's kind of sad how it's all played out. Obviously, his choice. He didn't need to go there if he didn't want to, but I think he might have betted on the wrong horse. Not gonna lie.
Bait still not touched.
I casted out a lure a few times just to see.
So I fished this lake at least 15, 20 times. Never caught a fish here. My friends have caught fish. When my friends caught fish, they used corn and they caught carp, which nobody wants to eat or nobody wants to catch carp. I forgot what else. My friend Tommy caught a catfish here. But other than that, it's just...
My friend Eric has also caught. It's no one cares about your friend Eric. We don't even know who that is. Such a weird addition. That's definitely tism there, isn't it? Wanting to emphasize the details and clarify things that no one asked you to clarify.
It's insane how hard this lake is to catch fish. But I watch YouTube videos, and there's plenty of people catching a lot of fish, but they just don't know how to fish this area. But I'm definitely not that person. So another failed fishing mission, but it's awesome to hang out with friends and go camping and having some good food.
By the way, I can tell now because there is a breaking news, courtesy of the No Jumper subreddit. Actually, someone made a post about it. I can now tell that Chin's hair is sprayed on. Before, I used to think this texture of Chin's hair was him just not washing his hair, not shampooing his hair, not conditioning it. But now that I know he has that spray at home that fills in the gaps, you can tell where he sprayed it, Allegedly, that's what he said. Allegedly, he's going quite bored on the top, so he bought some spray that kind of fills out all the gaps and shit. Quite hilarious. Let's continue.
Food and drinks and laughs and all that stuff, so that's why it's fun to be here. This is not a bad place, although it's very expensive. It's $70-something for one person to camp overnight. Alrighty, I'll see you later.
Okay.
And just like that, we out of here. Alright, computer's already over there with the Suburban that's all lifted and tricked out. Alright, Santi wants me to go first, so I shall go first. And there's the lake. We didn't see anyone catching any fish. I saw one fish that was in the front that someone was taking pictures with, a catfish, but that is all I saw. But either way, good times, hanging out, eating some good food and have some good conversations with the friends. We didn't even do it at a freaking...
He doesn't sound too happy about the move, man. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but he doesn't sound like he's too happy about the Austin, Texas move. This might marry up with the theory that somebody posted that allegedly Chin was interviewing in other places as well. So that might be one of them ones. Yeesh.
Campfire, which is kind of a bummer, but either way, still a good time.
I guess you wonder.
No way. Big up Chin. As much as I rag on him, right? As much as I rag on him about, his life and shit, it is kind of evident to me that he left a lot back in LA to move to Austin, Texas. He sacrificed a lot. So it makes it even more heartbreaking that he wasn't able to find a place quickly when he moved to Austin. It didn't seem like Brendan O'Brien offered to help in any meaningful way. He eventually found his place anyway, because I'm assuming that's what happens with these type of things. But it was obviously a little bit away from where I originally wanted it to be, but still, it is what it is. And yeah, he doesn't seem too happy about the Austin move. Judging by that vlog, I don't get the feeling that he's really happy about the vlog, about the move, which makes sense. Because he's got his whole life in LA. He's made his roots there, so I guess it is what it is. I guess it is what it is. Next thing I want to mention. Do you guys remember the Starbucks vigilante story? Do you guys remember this? So if you don't remember, this happened what? Oh, it happened 10 months ago. Fucking hell. This happened like a year ago, kinda, which involving Brendan's wife, Joanna, Slow Joe. She said during a video she posted on Instagram, which I think she might have deleted now, she said originally that she was, I think, going to take the kids somewhere. She had the kids on the school run, and she got into some kind of like road ragey confrontation with a person who was pulling up into the Starbucks drive-through or something along those kind of lines. She argued with the person, they argued back, and then I think something, is that it? What happened? Yeah, I think that, no, sorry, they argued, and then I think the guy allegedly threatened to beat up or to harm Joanna. She got scared, she called Brendan, and then Brendan kind of flew down there in his car and then was hoping to confront the guy to fight, but by the time he got there, the guy had already left. Now, that's the general overview, synopsis of what, was accused. I want to now hear what he has to say, in terms of Brendan. So we're going to go through this chronologically. We're going to start off with Joanna's account of what happened. We're going to go and then follow it up with, I think, Brendan talking about it on the Golden Hour when it originally happened. And then we're also going to go and check out a video clip from an episode of Tfatk, a latest one with Tim Kennedy, where Brendan brings up the Starbucks story again, but he changes some aspects of it. So I want to know from you guys, do you think he changed some bits of the story to make it more palatable, enjoyable for people to, see or whatever? Or was it made in an effort to kind of, be on trend with all these like ugly girl aesthetic type of thing going on? I don't know. Let me know in the stream chat. So let's get started. The first account is courtesy of Brendan Schaub's wife, Joanna, about what happened when she got into some type of altercation at drive-through with her kids in the car that led to Brendan, trying to get there and beat the guy up. Let's hear what she had to say.
Hey guys, all right, I'm going to share the story of what happened to us yesterday, to me and the kids. It's not by any means like a funny story to have to share. It was very scary at the time when it was happening, but also it made me realize that there's like superheroes and vigilantes, and it happened to be Bren yesterday. We were leaving my house pretty early.
It made me realize there's superheroes and vigilantes. What? Okay, anyway, regardless.
Early, we usually leave around 7:45, whether it is to go to school, to camp, and Bren usually works out in the mornings, and he comes back on time.
Bren.
To say goodbye, whatever, give us a kiss, and head on for the rest of the day. But yesterday he didn't make it. The odds of him not making it yesterday. And so I drive to Starbucks. It's super close to my house.
Okay.
And I pull into the Starbucks. There's that work truck in front of me, and they're ordering. So I'm right behind, and there's a car behind me now because that Starbucks is pretty busy. While the truck in front of me that caused havoc was ordering, Bren called me. And he said, "Hey babe, where are you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm at the Starbucks." I said, "I'm with the kids." He said, "Oh, I'm literally like 3-4 minutes away." He goes, "Order your stuff, and then because it's a gas station, you can wait." And he said, "Just wait for me. I'll come give you guys a hug and a kiss, and then you guys can head off to your day." So I said, "Perfect." I pull up. It's my turn to order my drink, and I roll the window down. I order our drinks. But the work truck in front of me, I guess work trucks are a little wider. They're like a wider load. So he didn't give himself enough space.
Just like your ass.
Room to be able to turn like the corner and go into like the little hallway where you pick up your drinks from Starbucks. So he starts backing up. And in 2024, I want to say most cars have rear view cameras.
Spoiled, pampered girl. Most cars don't have rear view cameras. Some people drive 20-year-old cars that have any cameras. They have rear view fucking mirrors and shit. They don't really have cameras. No, my darling. Not everyone has a car with a camera. Not everyone is happy financing the fucking car for $700 a month. You know what I mean?
However, this guy got really close to my car. I'm talking inches, like inches from hitting my car. So I did a courtesy like honk. I said, "Babe," I said, like, "Hey, I'm here. Don't back up anymore because I'm right here." So he stops. I put my car in reverse and I start backing up myself. The lady behind me apparently doesn't know we live in 2024 where we have rear view cameras, and she holds the horn, which felt like for 5 minutes. She's literally hanging on to the horn, like the.
I don't know, man. There's something about this story that doesn't really add up. I'm not gonna lie, because it sounds like she had a problem with the guy that was ordering his drink, who had a work truck from the beginning. I'm not too sure if this is her like poor shaming or something, or hating working class people, but it sounded like she had an issue with the guy who was in his work truck ordering a drink. She has an issue with the guy's car because it's too wide, issue with how he reverses. She had an issue with everything he was doing. So I'm not too sure if her responses were as calm, reasonable, well-mannered as they were in this particular shoot. I don't think so. I think there's more to it personally, but I could be wrong.
Honking horn. And I'm like, whoa, you know, I'm like, what are you doing? So my window's down. I see the guy get out of the car, out of the work truck, and he starts coming towards me. Mind you, Tiger sits in the front and Boston sits behind me. So we see this guy coming and he starts shouting at me like horribly.
Probably well deserved. Probably well deserved.
Bitch, you know, what are you doing honking at me? And then he comes to my car and slams the hood of my car. And at this point, Tiger's scared. You know, he's like, well, what is this guy doing? I told the guy, I said, back up. I said, if you get any closer, I will run you over. I said, you are scaring my kids. You need to back up.
Okay.
And he goes, who do you think you're talking to? Blah, blah, blah. He goes, I will fuck you up.
Probably would.
When he said that, it clicked in my mind that my husband was on his way to give me and his kids a kiss before sending us off to summer camp.
Now, I think most responsible women in this scenario, honestly, I think most responsible women in this scenario would maybe resist the urge to tell their husband what happened if they get there. Or just announce something else. I think most people would probably think something else. Like, you know what? Not going to work out. Let's do something else, you know? I think that's what most people would do. I don't think they do this fucking thing that he's doing right now. Or that she did anyway. And try and basically, and you know, try and get a reaction out of your husband when he's coming down and tell him, oh my God, you'd never guess what happened. This guy did this. And I mean, you don't need to encourage someone's crash out.
And so I said, oh, okay. I said, you really want to do this? I said, that's how you feel? And he goes, yes, bitch, I will fuck you up. And so I'm like, all right. I said, you know what? I'm going to call my husband and he's the one that's going to F you
Powerful
up.
bunch.
I said, you don't talk to a woman like that.
Yeah,
Volume off. Gooning. While blasting death grips.
Big up on South Disease, Zaka. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. Oh my God. Big up Black American. I'm not married, but I wouldn't want to expose my husband to potential violence for imprisonment. She's like, exactly. Like, I don't think, like, even if we believe her account of what happened, I don't believe that interaction was enough to warrant a, babe, someone here is trying to fuck me up or something. I mean, it doesn't warrant that. You've got to save those type of phone calls or those type of instances for when it really matters. For when you can really kind of get a feeling that, okay, this person wants to do me harm, this person wants to do me wrong, carjacking gone wrong. You know, that's what you need to do. I don't really think anything else is happening here. Simple as that. But I could be wrong. Jesus Christ.
Let alone you don't talk to a woman who has her kids in the car. And he goes, okay, gives me this attitude, literally shrugs his shoulders and goes, okay, call your little husband then.
Oh, big up Smash Mina. Maybe it's an LA thing, but if you put up to a work site with a Starbucks cup, you're going to get dogged out. Circle. That's true. But to be fair, the Starbucks in England, anyway, in London at least, I'm sure it applies everywhere else. Most Starbucks have that feature where they can fill up your cup or whatever. So if you've got like a, you know, one of those cooler cups, whatever, they can fill that up for you instead of coffee. So maybe that's what people do. Maybe it's like a known thing in most clubs or whatever. And maybe people just, you know, getting their water that way.
So I said, I literally giggled because in my mind I was like, wow, this guy just doesn't know who he's dealing with. I giggled and I looked at him and I said, you're going to regret you said that in about one.
She's so happy in it. I think this is where her Mexican roots come out a little bit, innit? Some of her Mexican DNA comes out where she's like one of those female cartel bosses, you know? Or hit women and shit. She's ruthless, isn't it? Ruthless. Jesus Christ. But hey, what can you do? Let's continue. And then we'll switch over to Brendan.
1 minute, 1.5 minutes. You're gonna regret you just said that to me. And he goes, okay, I'll be waiting. I said, okay, dude, why don't you get back in your car? We'll see what happens. He gets back in the car.
So she gets into an argument with this guy. They're going back and forth. He threatens her. She says, "When till my husband gets there?" He's like, "Yeah, fucking husband." But they still antagonize each other. She's antagonizing him more, and Brendan's not even there yet. So it's like, I don't know. Even if you have an issue, just maybe, I don't know, speak about it behind closed doors or something. This type of thing ain't gonna help. But hey, I could be wrong.
He goes and picks up his drink, and at this point, I'm shaking. I'm shaken up because it was scary to have a man come charging at me and hit the hood of my car.
Spare a fault for the umpire then. Spare a fault for the umpire that ejected Brendan then. Spare a fault for him. Oh, here he comes. Here he fucking comes. Here he fucking comes. Okay, there we go. Let's continue.
Threatened me and the kids, you know, so now I'm shaky and I call Bren and I'm like, babe, where are you? And he's like, oh, you know, he's like, oh, like happy go doodle guy, you know, driving to Starbucks.
Happy go doodle. Happy go doodle. What?
Where are you? And he's like, oh, you know, he's like, oh, like happy go doodle guy.
Happy go doodle guys, huh?
You know, driving to Starbucks. And I'm like, where are you? And he's like, whoa. He's like, what's up? He's like, what's going on? I said, the MO foe in front of me just threatened me and your kids. And he said he was gonna fuck me up. And Bren goes,
wow.
What? He goes, what does he look like? What is he driving? And I said, he's in front of me. He's in a white work truck.
Jesus Christ.
He is a Caucasian male. And he was very aggressive towards.
She wanted to see violence, innit? She wanted to see someone die. She wanted to see blood spilled. Like, she wanted to see pure and utter violence. Just not her included. God damn it, girl.
Me. And this is what he said. He goes, I will be right there. And I said, thank you. I will be here too. So then I pull up to the window and I'm trying to get my stuff right. I'm like, oh, please hurry, give me the drinks, because the guy in front of me grabs his drink and he's trying to speed out, you know. And as I grab my drink and the guy has just turned, I'm trying to be right behind him in case Bren doesn't know what car it is or who I was talking about. I grab my drink and I speed up. Next thing you know, I hear like screeching tires. And I'm like, oh shit, that's definitely gonna be Bren. So this guy is trying to get out of the driveway of like the gas station onto Ventura and Ventura Boulevard. And Bren comes and intersects him in the middle of Ventura Boulevard. So this guy has no idea
I don't think Bren mentioned that story, that bit.
Going on. He thinks he's God Almighty, calling me a bitch, saying he's gonna fuck me up, saying all these hurtful and horrible things to me, and thinking, oh, cool, I just get to leave now. Bren intersects him, so then now I come behind, so we basically sandwiched him in between like Bren's truck and my car. And out of nowhere, I see Bren get out of the car, like out of his truck, with like a death stare in his eye. Like all he saw was red. He was so upset. He slams the door and he tries to like open the passenger door of this guy's work truck, and it's locked. And he starts like yelling, open the fucking window, you know, and this guy looks over.
Anyway, boring story. You get the point of the story, right? You get the point. Now, this happened 10 months ago. This is Brendan's retelling of the original story. Let's see how many lies we can spot in here, or, you know, inaccuracies. Let's just say that. There's some inaccuracies here too. Inaccuracies everywhere. Inaccuracies overflowing.
I like doing less work. I like doing less work. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I almost got in a fight this morning. Straight up, closest I've ever been to getting a fight.
Physical fight.
Straight up.
Not just an argument and an emotional fight.
Straight up, I got out of the car and threatened.
Powerful bunch. Yo, big up.
Great story. Never happened.
Exactly. Yeah. Big up Casey Schaub. Exactly. I have a feeling it might have happened because he does usually enjoy going to these other regions. he probably doesn't get to play in clubs and stuff. So it's probably a good way to kind of touch those people. So maybe it's real. Come on.
Well,
Well,
start
that
from
should
the
be.
beginning.
Why didn't you start the podcast with that? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay,
Because
so
we were
go
talking
ahead.
about movies and stuff. I didn't want to just jump in.
All right,
Movies.
so
Let's go to a commercial break first.
by the way, this
That'd be perfect, right?
yeah. This has never happened. Getting out of the car. All right, so what happened?
You guys have wife and kids. You would have got out the car. So
Okay.
I always work out early enough. So my wife posted. I didn't. What'd she post? She put, "You were my superhero today, and always I hope you talk about it on the pod, of course.
Okay.
But just so your kid, just know your kids and I were so proud how sexy you came with my rescue at Starbucks today. I'll forgive you leaving your shoes on the floor.
Okay.
All right.
So this was just now.
She still got to dig in. I like that.
Still got the dig in.
But
At least she
good.
posted a picture promoting the giveaway. That's cool.
Little humor.
DriveFastAllGas.com.
Okay.
So I always
I'll
work
be in
out like
McAllen,
at
Texas, but that's not there.
I work out at 6 a.m. to get back in time to get the kids ready for
You
school.
go back in time?
Yeah, dude. To get back in
Oh
time.
my God! Finally, someone figured it out.
So I leave at 6, right?
Sorry.
So, God, so stupid. Can I get through this?
He's on an
This is what this
elliptical time
podcast
machine.
is.
Brendan does not enjoy getting laughed at. Brendan does not enjoy getting laughed at. Doesn't enjoy it whatsoever. Fair enough. Jesus. Anyway, let's continue.
Marty!
He's tearing down notes. And he's on the elliptical.
Okay.
That's so stupid.
George Washington.
And dinosaurs.
Fucking hell, Eric. Not everything you say is that funny, bro. Maybe it's your style of laughing, but God almighty, mate. Not every fucking lyric you hear is a fucking cry for help. Some of it's just, what it is. Jesus Christ.
Just in a made-up time. Fucking big-ass Triceratops on John Adams.
God.
Because they're around the same time. So I always leave the house early to get back to get the kids ready for school, summer camp, whatever.
Okay.
It's 7 a.m. I'm headed back. Okay. And I call her, and she's like, "Oh, we left already." I'm like, "What the fuck you leave so early?" She's like, "Tiger has to get there early for summer camp. Something has to do." She's like, "We're in line at Starbucks."
Okay.
I'm like, "What Starbucks?" She's like, "The one off DeSoto, right up here." So I'm like, "All right, well, I don't want the kids to start the day without seeing me. I'll stop by the Starbucks."
I love it. Very cute, dude.
As we're
Good
on the phone, I hear.
That's why he mentioned it, Crystal. Yeah, he didn't mention that story about making adjustments to see his kids on their birthday because he's being nice, because he wants everyone to know that he's not deadbeat. He wants to prove deadbeat allegations wrong, which is fine by me, but there was a time where he was deadbeat. Do you know what I mean? So I guess we all could recover. I guess we all have to learn to recover. So you heard Joanna's retelling of the story. You heard Brendan's retelling of the story. Now listen to the 2025 version of this Starbucks story and see if you can spot any errors, any falsehoods.
That you could like drag me into a fight. No chance.
Wouldn't do it. Now
I am in shock.
That's what happened with me. Again, same exact. It would take so much. I was, I work out early, and I just happened to take a different route this day. And I always try to get back home for the kids leave for school, so I see them or I can drop them off. So I leave early. Wife calls me. She's like, "Hey, we're leaving early, so the kids want to say bye." So I'm on the phone. I'm like, "Where you at?" She's like, "I'm at the Starbucks." I'm like, "Oh, okay." She's ordering. I hear this guy. She's like, "Yeah, this guy's getting out of his car," and I hear him. He hits the hood and goes, "Get out the car, bitch! I'm gonna fuck you and the kids up."
Oh, we're
She goes,
going.
Babe, this guy's trying to get out the car. I'm like, "What? Where you at?" She's like, "I'm at the Starbucks off DeSoto." I go, "I'm a block away." I go, "Box him in." And I hear him like, "Yeah, bitch." And she goes, "I'm telling you, sir."
She didn't mention that bit about boxing in. She jumped in her car and waited for Brendan to get there, which is a smart thing to do. You don't want to give fucking people who say they have 10%. Yeah, I mean, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. So she's a bit of a freak, but maybe she's trying to get those gains in, which I get. I get it. I freaking get it. So let's continue one more.
I can't go back because he was in line at the drive-thru. He goes, "I can't go back. I'll hit the other car." He goes, "Shut up, bitch." He goes, "I'm telling you, I'm going to call my husband. You don't want these problems." He goes, "Call your little weak-ass husband." She goes, "Okay."
If you would have said weak-ass husband, she would have definitely said it. If you would say weak-ass husband, she definitely would have said it. And him for sure. Him for sure. Okay. Let's continue.
Okay. So I go, babe, don't let him out. What's he in? She goes, he's in a LA.
So his wife that's getting physically, no, his wife that's getting insulted, battered up, whatever it may be called by the host. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Not gonna lie, it's a bit weird. This whole situation's hilarious.
Like construction truck. I go, is it like F-250? He goes, I don't know. I go, is it like a Super Duty? Like, and she goes, yes. I go, don't let him out. Don't fucking let him out.
Okay,
So I'm
cool.
literally right
And?
up the street. And he somehow got
Powerful
out
bunch.
because he knew I was coming.
Big up, big
When
up.
did his fan Adam Sandler show up?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Beast of a dad. Yeah, exactly. When did he show up? Beast. Let's continue. What is this? June. Okay.
And he goes to pull out, and I'm in this old school, it wasn't even my truck, this old school F-100. I just come into oncoming traffic, cut him off, and my wife's right there too, and with the kids. And I just walk up, and I go, you have a gun? He's like, what? Bigger dude too. So I thought,
my favorite line. I'm sure some of you guys' favorite line too. I love that line.
and I just walk up, and I go, you have a gun? He's like, what? Bigger dude too. So I thought for sure it was gonna go. I just walk up, and I go, you have a gun? He's like, what? Bigger dude too. So I thought for sure it was gonna go down because a bigger dude. I go, you have a gun? He goes, no. I go, perfect. Get out of the car. He goes, not happening. But I go, it is, man. He goes, dude, I apologize. I'm just having a bad day. I go, it's gonna get a lot worse, man. I heard what you said to my wife. Get the fuck out the car.
Oh no.
And he's like trying to like lock the door, and his hand's shaking.
Okay.
So I can see he's so nervous.
Yeah.
You know,
Adrenaline is such a hell of a drug.
So that's a story he told to Tim Kennedy, right? That's the story that he told to Tim Kennedy. But a lot of half truths, you know, misspeaks and shit, and just plain old lying was included there too, which I find very, very strange. But yeah, because what you call it, Luke Thomas or whatever his name's fucking name was doing the rounds on my side of the internet. But I'm still not sure who did what or what did what. I'm still not sure. It's all seeming a little bit spooky right now. You get me? Spooky.
powerful bunch.
Big up Salsies.
Floyd
Frog, when
Mayweather
people
saw
aren't
the whole thing be. He said that white boy got hands. That white boy works too much. And that's how I got the Showtime deal.
That white boy got too much Ferrari for Brendan, innit, right? That white boy fucking casters and guys got too much sonic sounds for Brendan. Too much warp and shit. Yeah. Oh my god, so fucking hilarious.
Used to real violence.
Yeah, because they don't know how to deal with that pressure, you know?
Anyway, that was it. Obviously the guy's lying. He lies about fucking everything, so yeah, it wouldn't surprise me this is also a lie. It wouldn't surprise me if this whole thing was a lie. The whole thing was a lie and the interaction didn't happen. But one thing we know is that it's changing a lot of details about the, you know, place that will probably make people want to go there. But hey, what do we know? Nothing. If it's your first time tuning in, you know what to do. Smash the like, hit subscribe, all that good shit. We're gonna watch a couple more. Let's put a couple more on. Let's do Joe Rogan can't hang with other real comedians. Big up podcast cringe. There's this one.
Jay, that
Bro,
was your
there's
position.
plenty of room for you guys. You're in the sphere right now. You're on the show.
Every time the Rogan sphere gets talked about, we never get thing. When Cat Williams said 6 unfunny comics,
We knew it wasn't us.
I knew it wasn't us. I would have been happy to be one of the 6 unfunny.
That's fucking hilarious. I knew it wasn't us. But bashing yourself is fucking hilarious.
Funny comics.
Listen, Cat probably has a point. But
Oh, Rogan finally admitting that he probably does have his closest group of friends who are also comedians are probably shit. That's a good thing to know, because what it does is that it allows my opinion to change over time, you know? Which you can not, impossible to hate. But people still find a way to do it though, that's for sure.
Started doing testosterone from a company.
But I wonder, like, what do you guys think changed for Rogan to admit that? Because obviously it said it's a passing joke. It's not you don't have to overthink it. But what do you think made Rogan finally admit that maybe some of his closest friends who are also stand-up comedians aren't that great? And because they stand next to him, it makes them look a certain way, but their look doesn't actually match their ability to talent and shit.
Powerful bunch.
Look up the video of Kodak Black in the club.
Yeah, I saw that. It's disgusting. I ain't watching that. In case you guys want to know, Kodak Black's was picking his nose and put the snot in some girl's hair. I want to watch that. There's actually another one as well that's worse, where he's like signing a fans. You've seen that one, Ricky Picture? The way Kodak Black signs a fan's t-shirt, and he's doing it for like 4 hours or something, or half an hour. Fucking legend. But yeah, he's going through it. So, what do you think made Rogan admit that some of his friends aren't funny? You think he actually watched their specials for the first time? Did he maybe see too many clips on social media? Like, what is it about women's basketball that made him want to sit down on the bench and really observe the whole thing? It's kind of sad because, you know, for the most part, you know, all this is natural and shit. Everyone wants to taste, so of course they're going to pick that over anything else. But yeah, I'd love to know what made Rogan decide, you know what, or made him finally realize that maybe Burt Kreischer and Co aren't the funniest people in the world, but they benefit greatly from my name. I wonder when that happened.
Company that's like, you know, it's above board taking it, but like they're like, you should make sure you monitor your blood all the time, and I'm like, yeah, we'll get to that at some point. I'm gonna keep taking it though.
They shouldn't just give you testosterone. They should be like, let's.
My place did. Shout out Game Day Men's Health.
Yeah, isn't there like things you could do where you see a doctor and they're going to like be able to essentially predict within a couple of years of when you're actually going to die?
That's the Joe Rogan doctors.
Probably.
Yeah. I want to know, Joe.
Joe
Who's he send
Rogan
Bert
doctors.
to where they come and they put him in that machine like Luke Skywalker on Hoth, and they
I love some casual Burt slander.
come out and they're like, if you never eat beans again, you'll live to 105.
Bert is going to need more than that. Every time I see him, he looks more like a grape. Like, settle down, boy.
After
Jesus Christ, now everyone's quit drinking. They've all become super religious. Suddenly, Thailand not cool no more. We got this, by the way. This is fucking hilarious. What brand is that? The Belt Crusade tea. It's really cool. Really, really cool. Me, I ain't mad at that in the slightest. I'm not going to lie. I'm not mad at that in the slightest. Cool. There's the fucking shop. Wait me a second as it loads. We got everybody else tuning in. If you're here live, smash the like button, hit subscribe, get involved in the chat, all that good shit. Come on, why isn't it showing me what's going on? What's happening here? There we go. Cool. We cool. We blessed. We fine. We locked in. So that was that. What else we need to do? Oh yeah, let's just do this actually. Let's just do this one. Continue.
Tom Segura's untimely retirement from stand-up comedy to pursue a Hollywood acting career, and Brendan Schaub's retirement from the stage just last year to go full baseball dad redact, two spots have opened up in Joe Rogan's elite group of top 250 comedy assassins, and he may have just found two new recruits. Legion of Skanks creators Louis J. Gomez and Big J. Okerson.
Ricky Picture, you saw it, yeah? You saw it. I told you. We got Ricky Picture.
Banked an episode of JRE last week with our favourite bomb expert, which dropped yesterday, and they didn't let us down. Every now and then, a real comedian goes on Rogan's podcast and exposes how unfunny and serious he's become ever since he moved to Austin and built his own comedy bubble of yes men and ball washers. But it makes it even funnier when one of the comedians is one of us.
I find all these things because I watch all of the podcast breakdown ones. I said this is my first time being here, but I know the set so well because you guys have a great podcast for the podcast Cringe and Comedy Enforcement guys.
They love that.
Well, no, not even attacking you guys at all. Like, it's a good show for them to go at whoever the guest is.
Yeah, he goes, Bert embarrassed himself. That came out like an hour after the episode came out. These guys are fucking on it.
He embarrasses himself.
That's it, Bert. Embarrassing.
Yeah, rock bottom.
Right there.
Don't give him attention.
Yeah, you're right.
Already watched it.
Don't give him attention. That channel's already doing bits, mate. You know what I mean? The second channel's already doing bits. I don't think these guys not mentioning podcast Cringe stuff is gonna hurt their bottom line. I think they're perfectly okay. Don't mention them. It's like, come on, man. Come on.
No, because I don't want them to shit on our guests.
I'm 18 minutes into it.
And so after watching this episode of JRE, I developed a newfound respect for Louis and Big J. Even though I've never gotten into their stand-up comedy, I've always liked their raw style of comedy podcasting. Big J was on JRE as a solo guest only a couple of months ago, and he's made several other appearances on the podcast as well. But I think because of all the political controversies going on at the moment and Rogan's tendency to ramble on and on and on about the same 5 talking points this year, seeing the way Lewis and Big J pushed back on him and kept cracking jokes while Rogan was trying to be serious made me brick up like Andrew Schultz having an epiphany after taking a Blue Chew. I've had a couple of clips sitting in my back pocket waiting for the right time to share with you guys, and finally, thanks to Lewis and Big J, the picture is complete. Never has it been clearer that Rogan has lost the room and fallen off completely. He's dug himself into a hole that he can't get out of, and his closest friends are exposing him for the fraud that he is. Let me show you exactly what I mean.
That's how I feel like when I'm talking to Elon. Same thing.
Yeah.
Like you can tell there's like numbers running in his background and going on.
What's Lucia Gomez going to say? Is Lucia Gomez going to say, so how's it feel talking to Brendan? Is that what someone going to say? That'd be hilarious if someone said that, innit? So how is it talking to Brendan day in, day out? Let's see what the truck is saying. Come on, play.
He's trying to figure something out while you're talking.
Yeah, I mean he's clearly on the spectrum. You know, I mean that's how you make rockets and electric cars and also own Twitter at the same time, be addicted to Twitter. Like, where's your time coming from? And you're playing Diablo? Really?
Joe's friendship with
Wow. Joe's starting to call out Elon, the savior. He's starting to call him out now. He's watched a couple of YouTube videos to call out his friends. I've been leeching off you and stuff. Come on, man. Come on now. This picture as well, so cringe.
Elon Musk has been one of the funniest and eye-opening fails of his career as a podcaster, and especially as a comedian. He's in way too deep at this point, and it's too late for him to throw in the towel and admit that he was completely manipulated and that he's been compromised. We saw how he completely dismissed Elon crashing out on Twitter after he fell out with Trump, but now he's finding it harder and harder to defend Elon. The thing that makes this all so interesting is how much it's compromised him as a comedian podcaster. I know all of you won't agree with this, but for me personally, I think that comedians should take the piss out of everyone, anyone, and everything without being tied to any particular side of politics.
That's a good point. Comedians should be apolitical and should be able to laugh and point fingers at everybody. Yeah, I agree. But I also wonder, because you mentioned it earlier before, about how Shane Gillis and Lucia Gomez were a breath of fresh air on the JRE, and it got me thinking. Maybe they should just have more fans in their shop, and maybe the girls would enjoy actually browsing and looking around because it's not as cool as fucking it is on the outside. That's a good idea, I'm sure. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Cool. Let's go back to the video.
I think Anthony Jeselnik nailed it when he said that as soon as you interview a politician and your goal is to keep the peace and have a nice conversation, then you are no longer a comedian. At that point, you're just a podcaster. And as much as I love to shit on Tom Segura, recently when he had Mark Normand on Two Bears, One Cave, it was actually refreshing to hear the way they spoke about politics and current events. But there was something that Tom blurted out that I almost couldn't believe when I heard it.
Yeah, I remember this as well.
I mean, one of the craziest things that it became normal to us, but it's fully insane.
Completely.
Is that when he became president on the last time, he's like, I'm doing a rally this week. And you're like, you're already the president.
Oh, yeah.
Because those rallies were just like positive vibes only.
Ego
right?
boost.
Yeah.
And he could be so hypocritical. Like, I'm sure if Biden accepted a plane from Saudi Arabia, he'd be like,
exactly.
well, that's crazy.
Yeah,
but when he gets one, he's like, that's what you do. This is business. It's a plane. I'm not going to give a
What am I going to do,
away.
not fly?
Exactly. By the way, getting a plane from the Middle East is crazy. That's like getting a train from Auschwitz. Like they're the ones giving us the plane. We've got a little history there. I mean, what are you gonna get a bat from China?
And then it's like they're like, "Are you gonna keep it for your personal use?" He's like, "No," which that is gonna be like he'll leave office and be like, "I decided to use the plane."
Yeah.
They're like, it'll go to his presidential library. You're like, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's all, there's a lot of grifting done at that level.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just curious to see what happens if that vodka doesn't actually taste like vodka. Does it have extract in it? Is it actually pure vodka? I don't know. Looks very different in person. Not gonna lie, or at least in video where he's not got his own filters on. Let's continue with this video.
Big, I mean, it's everybody. I know Trump gets this shit for grifting, which he is, but like Pelosi's grifting, everybody's grifting.
All high-level politicians. It's about enriching themselves and their friends. Like some people bought into Elon bought X to champion free speech, and like that's what you believe. You think that he's just like a free speech advocate,
right?
That spent $44 billion in the name of free speech. And they're like, yay! I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's all silly. I try to avoid a lot of it, but it's so in the culture, it's hard to avoid.
It is. It is.
Ever since Tom retired from stand-up comedy to pursue a career as a Hollywood actor, he's been speaking out more and more about shit that he knows Rogan won't like. And nobody can convince me that he wasn't talking about Rogan there when he was saying all that shit about Elon fooling people into believing that he bought Twitter to save free speech. There isn't a bigger advocate for that idea than the little guy himself.
Well, there's so much bullshit out today. First of all,
it's bullshit in all directions.
Thank you so much for buying Twitter.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm not exaggerating when I think you changed the course of history. I really do.
All right, Rogan, let's relax. Take your fucking tongue out of his ass. Chill out, please.
There are literally a dozen clips of Rogan ball-washing Elon Musk for buying Twitter and saving free speech, but that's the one that makes me cringe the most. He could at least make eye contact with the...
Ball-washing is such a great term. I love ball-washing. I love it. It's such a great term. Ball-washing, you know? Jesus Christ. Cool. Let's go back a bit. Apologies for the delay here. Let's go back a bit. So we've seen most of it. We've seen most of what happened, actually. I'm not going to lie. There's a little Instagram story here that I uploaded that kind of shows some bits and pieces too. Him hiding underneath his fucking thing to get into the sprint now, not to share anything, so he's comfortable in there. Loads of companies and shit. Kind of crazy, kind of wild. Jesus Christ. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? Absolutely nada. Where's that video? Shit, where is it? Where is it? Bear me. Ah, where'd I put it? Did I change it? Did I move that? What the fuck? Sorry about that. Sorry. Let's fast forward a little bit there.
That's the one that makes me cringe the most. He could at least make eye contact with the guy while he was gargling his jizz. But I think Tom Segura and Mark Norman nailed it in that clip before because they were pointing out the absurdity from all sides of politics without taking sides. And that's exactly what happened with Lewis and Big J. After Rogan brought up how special and amazing Elon is for everything he does, Lewis just couldn't help himself. And then when Rogan tried to rein it in and keep the worship going, Big J stepped in and compared Elon to a teenage girl. This next clip is like podcast poetry.
I couldn't imagine being that rich and ever opening Twitter. Like if I was that, like I would just like I'm just definitely above tweeting.
I think really rich guys, one thing that happens if you're really rich and people are stopping you from communicating and you get pissed off and you think, well, f it, I can just buy Twitter. Like nobody would do that normally.
Right.
Like, you need a wild person like Elon to do that. That's a wild move to say, I'll just buy Twitter and then pay them way more than it's worth. He paid $44 billion for it because he wanted it. It wasn't worth that. Like, how was it worth that? And then we found out a ton of shit, man, that we wouldn't have found out about, like, censorship.
You're saying almost just in the basic level of like someone his age, like doing the same action that like a girl flopping on her bed on her tummy and kicking her knees up is like doing, like whatever. Trump's stupid. He's on the list.
Yeah, you made it. You don't need you don't need to prove anything else. You made it.
Yeah.
Insecurities, mate. That's what it is with Elon. Insecurities. In fucking securities. And I guess, what is it? Yeah, just insecurities. That's probably it.
What else you got to prove?
Let him find out in the newspapers. Doesn't matter.
If I double my net worth, I'm gonna disappear from public life altogether. Much less Elon money. That's insane.
I think you're aware when you have a lot of money of how many different entities are manipulating society. And you feel compelled to do something about it. You're literally one of the only people that can.
Do you think that he did do something about it?
He definitely did when he bought Twitter. And
Twitter changed.
He definitely did with Doge, just exposing some of the wild.
Yeah, true.
Like billions of dollars that's gone to who knows where with no receipts. And
But did they even do anything about it really, or he just exposed it and people talked about it for a
you
week?
can't do anything about the money that's gone. There's so many NGOs. You want to know how many NGOs there are? There is one NGO in India for every 600 people.
I don't know what an NGO is, and neither does Jay.
Idiot, dude.
Just so you know,
non-government organization.
Okay.
Oh god, these guys are funny.
No, tell it to him.
Yeah, sorry, non-governmental organization.
thank you.
It's just a non-profit.
In future reference, if you can make all your acronyms, just say the whole word out so Lewis gets
Sorry.
it. 'Cause he's a stupid idiot.
I should assume that no one knows about that.
No, come on.
You do, but I should assume because I didn't know about it until I started talking to Mike Benz about it. I was like, wait, what?
It's getting harder and harder for Joe to defend Elon. I'm sensing he's going to have him on the podcast soon and give him a chance to clear the air. He's in way too deep now to turn on him. Don't forget, Elon was the one who made the convincing case for Rogan to fully endorse Trump last year, and not even 6 months into the administration, Elon had a public falling out with the president and went full Tom Segura on Twitter. Meanwhile, we're on the verge of World War III. And I'm not saying that Joe's to blame for any of this or that he shouldn't have endorsed him and he shouldn't be friends with Elon, etc., etc. Rogan can do whatever he wants. It's his show. He had a vision and he grew it from nothing.
Just take the piss. That's all that people ask. What Tim Dillon's doing is pretty good. Just take the piss. What Elon said about Trump was pretty serious, if it's true. But if you can't fucking, bring yourself to really kind of cut ranks or break ranks, at least take the piss out of the whole thing. At least find a comedic angle. Don't just ignore it and pretend it doesn't exist. Hope it kind of goes away. That's kind of fucked up. Because it never will go away. Because now people automatically, when they see this guy, they'll think of his dad, Auto think of his dad. So it's a bit mad, I'm not going to lie. It's a bit fucking mad.
Into what it is today, but it's clearly compromised him as a comedian. This year, he just seems to have this grumpy, confused look on his face all the time, like he's struggling to make sense of everything happening in the world. And the worst part is, he can't even use any of this as material because he's buddies with everyone involved. What an absolute fucking disaster. And speaking of disasters, it seems like Joe Rogan and Bert Kreischer can't keep each other out of their mouths. Bert brings up Joe and vice versa on almost every episode of their podcast these days.
You stop drinking. How is Protect Our Parks with no...
I think Rogan's always had a very... Rogan's always had a goal, of trying to change Bert's life. Of getting him from being a super fucking fat guy dude to a jack dude. But it's never going to happen. He loves boozing way too much. He loves boozing and partying and being out with fans and groupies and pictures. You know what I mean? He loves that too much. But I do think Rogan was really trying to change, to help him change. Because I guess it would be a good way to kind of show off his level of training too. And what he's capable of if you give him a few months, So some big statements there. Let's go.
Drinking.
It was fun.
And you're the only one not drinking there.
Yeah.
But then at some point, aren't you wrangling 3 people who are blackout drunk?
But it's okay. I've been blackout drunk. I know what it feels like. It's not bad. It's just for health purposes. I was like, I work out so much and I take care of my body. Like, why am I poisoning it all the time? And I said, let me
just be honest again. Just say you did it because you go in church now. Your beliefs have changed. It's okay. But now, I don't know. Let's see how long it lasts anyway as well.
Take a break. I just took a break and I was like, God, why do I need it?
Yeah, isn't there like things you could do where you see a doctor and they're going to be able to essentially predict within a couple of years of when you're actually going to die?
That's the Joe Rogan doctors.
Probably.
I want to know, Joe, who's you send Bert to where they come and they put him in that machine like Luke Skywalker on Hoth and they come out and they're like, if you never eat beans again, you'll live to 105.
Bert is going to need more than that. Every time I see him, he looks more like a grape. Like, settle down, boy. He's capable of doing it on his own, though. He just drinks so much.
It's part of his thing, So I feel like he feels like I shouldn't put words in his mouth, but he was like, "Am I Bert Kreischer if I'm not getting f***ed up and having fun with the fans like that?"
Like if he does.
But it's got to end at some point, right? The guy's nearly 50 plus. He's got kids and shit. It's got to come to a head at one point. You can't always be that fucking shouty, vulgar dude. Well, you can, but you have to have your artistry developed and evolve in some respects, Can't just be dropping fucking different re-edits of memes and shit into an album every fucking time. It's so lazy. But what do I know?
Does a show and he doesn't take his shirt off, people will boo.
Yeah, but he wants
get paid to see tits.
I think he wants to take his shirt off, and they want it to come off.
100%. I do too.
When I did Bert's podcast last time, I was like, stop letting everybody get in your head about like all these complaints are about Bert being the same person that we all are, and also who he is. But it's like now it's almost sudden like he worries about that. Like,
that's one thing you have to give the guy credit for. At least he's unapologetic himself. A lot of these guys front for the cameras and then behind closed doors get up to all type of madness. But at least Lance's proper, clear with what he is and how he is, and where he buys it and shit. Yeah, I like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Bert, people want you to take your shirt off,
Bert's
and they want to hear
reading
your
the
stories about
comments.
your family. You're letting people go like, well, you don't do it like this person. It's like, well, you don't tell jokes like Mark Normand. That's not what your thing is. So it's not a thing to worry about.
He reads the comments. That's the problem. You read the comments, he'll f with your head.
Yeah, and it's just like the same people who go onto Yelp and write reviews. It's just people that want to complain. So when you go onto social media, it's just like it feels like I have a pretty decent fan base. Like Legion of Skanks, we have a really like healthy fan base, and then there's like 30 dudes.
They're not healthy.
No, not physically healthy. But there's like 30 dudes who hate me and want my son to die. And if you go onto Twitter, I'll just see that, and it does like with you.
It's not good.
Yeah,
it's all 30 of his followers.
There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of people that want to with your head, but it's almost all unhappy people, unfortunately.
Okay, Rogan's impression of a Bert Kreischer fan was unbelievably accurate. Seriously, it was perfect. But yet again, we've got Joe with his bullshit theory about the haters. For those of you who don't know, if you think Rogan's a hack comedian, you're just an unhappy, mentally ill lunatic with nothing going for you in life. So basically, if you don't like his material or you just don't think he's funny, it's because you don't understand the genius of his comedy. It's the audience's fault. To test his theory, though, let's take a look at a clip posted to the official Legion of Skanks YouTube channel. This is one of those clips where you see the first 10 seconds and dive straight into the comments like an unhappy, mentally ill lunatic with nothing going for you in life. And just wait until I show you some of the comments.
I bring my opener, young guy from New York. He goes up. He's having a rough set. I'm praying. I'm going, I hope no one is watching this. I feel an energy behind me. Rogan is standing there watching him bomb like this. And then we walk back in the green room. Rogan goes, he's bombing, man. He can't be here. And I go, I know. I'm getting him off right now. And I literally, I run at him immediate, and I go, light him now. He's like, what's going on? I go, light him now. And this is the worst nightmare of anybody, right? I go, listen. He got off. He goes, yeah, it was a little tough. He was still smiling. I go, no. Here's the thing. I go, you got to go right now. He goes, what do you mean? My bag's in the green room. I go, yeah. You got to get out of this club right now.
Joe's security is going to kill you.
Joe is unhappy and it looks really bad for me. Get the out. I've worked years. You get the out of here. He goes, where do I go? I go, I don't know. Just walk around 6th Street. He's like, it seems dangerous. I go, get out of this club.
There's a chance Joe's going to you with a crossbow if you bomb.
Joe literally looked at me. He goes, he can't be here. And I go, I agree. You want to kill him?
I believe this happened too. The mannerisms, the way he's saying what he's saying happened. I believe this happened, especially with Joe's resistance or hesitancy to really talk in detail about how that experience was. I think it definitely happened for sure.
Kill him right now. We'll break his legs. Get the Navy SEALs. Let's shoot him in the face. Let's shoot him in his face.
Joe Rogan getting angry at a comedian not doing well is a joke in itself. That is bananas, the bomb expert himself. Joe Rogan talking about someone bombing. Didn't Joe encourage the Gringo Puppy to start comedy and Brent Cryer to become the Machine? How could Tim argue with that track record? Meanwhile, Joe has never done a funny set in his entire life. That's rich coming from Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, the dude who bombed his special, is upset someone's bombing at his club? Those were literally the top 7 comments, and pretty much...
What a fucking picture. What a fucking picture. Jesus, what a screen grab. Look at that. Fucking hell, Rogan. That's fucking physical comedy right there. Look at that.
The whole comment section was shitting on Joe for being a massive hypocrite, given how he's a certified bomb expert himself. Just ask Mark Normand. And like I said, that clip is from an official LOS YouTube channel, so it's a pretty accurate sample of what comedy fans really think of Joe's act. But Joe even gets trolled by his own Comedy Mothership Instagram profile. Whoever posted this picture of Rogan is definitely 6 feet under somewhere. That's rough. Like I said at the beginning, though, 2 spots have opened up in Joe's elite group of top 250 comedy murderers, and Lewis and Big J are desperate to fill them in.
And we always say, like, how much Dave Smith came on for, like, talks with you after that individually. Me and Lewis were like, why doesn't Joe embrace us the way he embraces Dave? And then someone brought up the first picture we ever took here. It's so funny. It's the werewolf. I am standing behind the werewolf like I'm it. Lewis
getting sucked off.
Lewis is acting like he's getting sucked off by the bear, and Dave is just leaning in, touching it, going. And I'm like, oh.
That's hilarious.
The difference between us and Dave.
He goes, I wonder why Dave keeps going back.
Dave has his hand on the head gently.
Yeah.
Is Dave in the Rogan sphere? We're trying to figure out how we get in the Rogan sphere.
Yeah.
My Ochre sphere
you're
is
in it right now.
Look, first of all,
If
Shane
you're in it
doesn't.
right now,
Shane doesn't
you're
need the
here.
Rogan sphere anymore. Let's just move Shane out. Move Big J into that position.
Doesn't
right?
require the Rogan
Or he's
sphere at all.
moving to in Thailand or something. He's gone. Jay, that was your
There's
position.
plenty of room for you guys. You're in the sphere right now. You're on the show.
Every time the Rogan sphere gets talked
Las Vegas sphere or comedy sphere?
about, we never get thing. When Cat Williams said 6 unfunny comics,
we knew it wasn't us.
I knew it wasn't us. I would have been happy to be one of the 6 unfunny comics.
Listen, Cat probably has a point. But what I was trying, he thought I wouldn't have him on. I'm like, bro, I love you.
He might be one of my favorite like stand-ups to watch a special of, because I have a hard time like laughing at like on TV specials.
Pimp Chronicles,
dude, he's so funny, dude.
Bro,
I'm not gonna lie, I need subtitles for it, but I genuinely don't know what he's saying. But I know Cat Williams is very, very funny.
Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there for now. I'm gonna leave it. Oh, big up Uche. You came at the wrong time, my dear. I'm gonna leave it there for now. Because I'm fucking yawning like a fucking spanner. And my fucking legs are killing me because of all the back squats I did today. So I'm gonna leave it there for now. We'll pick this up again in the morning. Or the afternoon, one or the other. But we'll pick this up again. And yeah, I need to get through. I got so many fucking tabs to get through. So I need to get through the entirety of tabs, but I'll pick up again tomorrow. I'll pick it up again with you motherfuckers tomorrow. Okay? So smash the like, hit subscribe, all that good shit. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow when I'm bright and awake and all that stuff and recovered. I'll be able to go through it. I should stop going to the gym so late. That's my own problem. I go so late to, in terms of before the fucking show. By the time I get back, I'm absolutely smashed. So yeah. Love and light, people. Love and light. Appreciate you all. Smash the like button, hit subscribe. Don't be lame, don't be whatever. Help a brother out, and I'll see you guys again on the other side, alright? I'll also add timestamps as well later too. Clips are being uploaded too. So appreciate you all. Peace.